Ravi, it was a cold day in February when an angry employee at Pratt was terminated and responded immediately with his guns. During the course of the next hour, firing 65 shots, killing 5 co-workers and wounding 5 policemen before SWAT killed him. Now we've obtained the Aurora report prepared by federal emergency management experts, what amounts to the anatomy of a mass murder case.
We sought out FEMA to give an objective review of what we did right and what we did wrong.
Yeah, gunman. Yes, he's an active shooter.
This terrible day in Aurora is never far from Police Chief Kristen Zeman. Here at her desk, a photo of Henry Pratt Company survivors and the names of the Pratt employees who didn't make it.
Shots fired, shots fired.
Now, FEMA's after-action report, as it's known, zeroes in on the good and the bad.
There were some things in there that we know that we can absolutely do better.
Consider this from FEMA. Police did not have access to blueprints of the warehouse and were unfamiliar with the layout of the large facility covering 29,000 square feet, nearly twice the size of Navy Pier's Grand Ballroom and filled with industrial machinery.
It would have been absolutely unrealistic to take, a thumb drive and plug it in and have these guys walking through the building with their shields and trying to look at a computer screen or a smartphone. So we needed to revert back to paper. And so that was a big lesson learned. And that's the message we're trying to send to a lot of businesses, is to have those on hand so the officers know exactly where they're going in the building.
Although there is no requirement to provide the city with blueprints, police here now recommending businesses keep a go bag at the front door that includes floor plans for the next time police respond to an active shooter. And consider communications, the lack of a common radio frequency among neighboring jurisdictions. In other words, many responding police agencies arrived here unable to talk to each other, some actually entering the building without checking in and with no radio contact.
That could be catastrophic for law enforcement.
And so, during the crisis, Aurora officials had to deploy their own officers and radios with each outside police team. The solution is a special radio patch in the works to allow interagency communication.
I think we're really close to it. We've been working on this for several years, and then, of course, this incident happened, and that's what I say, you can never actually prepare. And so my sense is that it's going to be within less than a year that we have this done.
Then there was the problem of retired off-duty and neighboring suburban officers who showed up here last February 15th with good intentions, but no official assignment. The exact number of officers who responded, unknown according to FEMA. But according to the report, self-deploying responders were cited as a major stumbling block.
Some of them showed up in sweatpants, no joke, and were like, put me in, coach, where do you need me?
Nearly 7 months later, in our interview, the chief is heartened by such a response, even though it points to the need for closer control, possibly scanning officers' IDs when they enter and exit an active crime scene.
Once they come in, scan in, and then when we send them into the building, scan in, and now we know who's in and then have someone scan out. It would be something very simple, but that was just the thoughts we were having after the fact.
Federal inspectors identifying 44 areas of concern, making dozens of recommendations in the report, many of which Aurora officials say have already been made. Most important lesson, she says, go with the flow of the active crime scene. Be adaptable because things are always changing. Only one of her 5 wounded officers has returned to work full-time. 3 are on limited duty and 1 has just needed another surgery.
Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to our ABC7 Chicago YouTube channel.